I used to love the 4th of July. Barbecues, warm air, the smell of lighter fluid, and the distant crackle of fireworks. I grew up in a small town in Northern California where the entire community would pack into the park, lay out blankets, and stare at the sky for the finale. But last year, something happened. Something no one will talk about now. Something that never made the news. And the worst part, I think it's going to happen again. It was July 4th, 2023. The fireworks show was scheduled for 9 p.m. sharp. My friends and I got there early, around 7:30, to get a good spot. We set up on the grass, near the tree line by the edge of the field, just far enough from the crowd to relax. At 8:48, the air changed. I remember that exact time because my friend Josh pointed at the sky and said, "Why are the stars moving?" We looked up. They were moving, and then they started to blink. Not twinkle, blink. Like something was watching. At first, everyone laughed it off. Maybe drones, maybe aircraft. But they weren't moving like anything natural. They weren't gliding. They were jerking, popping into place like broken animation. Then the first firework went off. It was beautiful, red and gold. The whole crowd cheered. But when the second firework exploded, everything changed. There was a sound that came after the boom. A low, pulsing hum, deep enough to vibrate in your chest. Kids started covering their ears. Then the power in the entire park flickered. The lights by the concession stands went out. The speakers cut. Even phones dimmed for a second. And then, silence. No one said a word. The sky, completely black. Even the stars were gone. Then, from the tree line behind us, we heard something. Crackling, but not fireworks. It sounded wet, like something tearing. We turned around, and there, between the trees, were shapes. Tall, wrong, almost human, but with too many joints, and no faces. Just skin pulled tight across where eyes and mouths should be, and they were watching us. Josh screamed. Others joined in. I pulled out my phone, tried to use the flashlight. It flickered, then turned off. That's when the screaming really started. Not just from us, from the entire crowd. From the middle of the field, someone shouted, "What is that?" People began to run. Some trampled others trying to get to the parking lot, but the field lights didn't come back on. It was total darkness, except for the flashes in the sky. Fireworks kept going off, but they weren't normal. They started coming from different angles. From behind us, from the forest, from below. One burst right over the crowd, and I swear I saw figures inside it. Like silhouettes, falling, spinning, reaching. Every explosion lit up more of them. They were moving closer to the people, but not walking, glitching forward, like they existed in frames instead of motion. And when the blue and white firework exploded directly over the crowd, I saw it. A woman being dragged upward, into the sky. Her mouth opened like she was screaming, but no sound came out. Then, she was gone. We ran through the forest. Didn't care where. Heard something behind me, branches snapping in rapid succession. Like something tall and heavy, moving too fast. I turned my head just once. Big mistake. Behind me, about 20 feet away, was one of them. It had no eyes, but its face twitched like it was trying to make one. The skin stretched and pulled into a horrible, shifting smile. It opened its mouth, not to speak, to scream, but there was no sound, just this violent static, like a radio being ripped apart. I blacked out. When I woke up, it was dawn. I was alone, in the grass, where the fireworks show had been. The trees were gone. Burnt. The grass was blackened in a perfect circle. Josh was never found. 27 people were reported missing that night. The police said it was a fireworks accident. The news ran with it. But the town doesn't hold fireworks shows anymore. Not even little ones. People leave town before the 4th now. Business is shut early. No parades. No gatherings. And when you ask someone why, they just say, too many bad memories. But I can't forget what I saw. I've started noticing things this year. My phone's compass doesn't work at night. Lights flicker when I walk by certain trees. And every night, for the past week, at exactly 8:48 p.m., the stars start to move again. Yesterday, a flyer showed up in my mailbox. Join us for a surprise. 4th of July fireworks celebration, 9 p.m. sharp. There was no address, just coordinates, and they point to the same field. I think it's coming back, and I don't think they want us to watch the show this time. I think they want us to be a part of it. I want to start by saying, I know what this sounds like. Another guy online, talking about some spooky event on a holiday. But I swear on my life, what happened on July 4th, 2022, was real. I was there, and I lost someone because of it. This isn't some urban legend, no ghost story or campfire tale. It was my family, my cousin, a place I grew up visiting every summer. We always went to the lake on the 4th. It's one of those hidden California lake towns with pine trees and cabins. Fireworks over the water, grilling on the dock, kids with glow sticks, real postcard stuff. But last year, it changed. Something came out of that lake, and I don't think it left. That weekend, my cousin Tyler and I drove up early to help my aunt and uncle set up the cabin. We brought snacks, folding chairs, and too many beers. The plan was simple: eat, drink, and watch fireworks by the dock like we always did. The weird stuff started that night. We were unpacking when Tyler pointed out something floating near the middle of the lake. I squinted. It looked like a large, black trash bag, except it was moving against the current. I asked my uncle if he saw it too, and he just shrugged. Probably a log, or debris, but Tyler didn't buy it. Kept watching it until it dipped below the surface and vanished. Log my ass, he muttered. Later that night, we heard something on the dock. Heavy, wet footsteps. Slap, slap, slap. Then a soft splash. When we ran outside with flashlights, there was nothing. Just wet footprints leading to the water and stopping. No prints going back. The next morning was July 4th. Warm breeze, and the lake full of people. By noon, kids were already tossing fireworks in the shallows. We heard one of them scream and run to their moms, saying they saw a man underwater, watching them. People laughed it off. Said it was lake weed or a turtle. But Tyler and I were uneasy, especially when we saw the kids drawing. He'd used red crayon to scribble a man with no face. Just a black, featureless head with long arms and water dripping from its fingers. When we asked where he saw it, the kid pointed to the far corner of the lake. It's right where we saw that trash bag thing the night before. My aunt took it as kid imagination. One didn't. Around 8:30 p.m., people started gathering on the dock for fireworks. The whole sky turned orange and pink from the sunset. Music played. Grill smoke drifted through the air. Should have been perfect. But the lake was too still, tilly like it was holding its breath. The first firework went up at 9 o'clock sharp, red and gold. A crowd pleaser. Everyone cheered. Then came a blue one, then a white one. People were clapping, kids laughing, then a scream. Everyone turned. One of the canoes tied to the dock was now floating empty. My uncle ran down, yelling for my cousin Katie, his daughter. She'd been sitting inside it just minutes ago. Gone. Just gone. No splash, no scream, no sign of movement. She was there, and then she wasn't. We called for her, shouted into the woods. Someone dove into the lake, but she wasn't anywhere. Then we heard it. Slap, 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 footsteps from the trees behind us. But no one was there. That night spiraled into chaos. Cops were called. Boats searched with spotlights. Divers went down. Nothing. It was like she was never there. But she was. I saw her. Tyler saw her. And that's when he told me something I'll never forget. When I was underwater looking, he said, I saw something below me. Maybe 20 feet down. It was watching me. No eyes. But I knew. He shook when he said it. Whatever it was, it smiled. We didn't sleep that night. Everyone stayed inside, doors locked. I remember waking up around 3 a.m. to whispering outside the cabin. I pressed my ear to the wall. The voice was soft, gurgling, like someone trying to speak through water, and I heard Katie's voice. Uncle Tommy, open the door. I ran to wake up my uncle. Key was already standing by the door, frozen, pale. The doorknob was moving. Slowly, he whispered, That's not her. We never opened the door, not that night. In the morning, we found something wedged under it. A wet, lakeweed-covered 4th of July headband. The same one Katie wore when she disappeared. The cops didn't believe us. They said she must have wandered off and drowned, but the sonar scans found nothing. No body, no drag marks. Not even her shoes. The story faded. The lake reopened. People came back, but Tyler didn't. He wouldn't even talk about it after that night. Just shut down. Until this year. A week ago, on June 28th, I got a text from him. They're still down there. I called him. He answered, but all I heard was static. Then, another text. They walk on the 4th. Don't go to the lake. I tried calling again. Nothing. I drove to his apartment the next day. Door unlocked. Place empty. No sign of struggle. But one thing stood out. In his sink was lake water. Another 4th of July headband. He was gone. No missing person report. No activity on his phone or bank. Like Katie. Gone. I don't know what made me do it. Maybe guilt. But I went back to the lake. It looked the same. Calm. Quiet. Too quiet. I went to the dock. Fireworks were scheduled for 9 again. Just like before. By 8:30, a few families had shown up. Tourists, mostly. No one local. Not anymore. I looked out over the lake. Still. Peaceful. Then the water started to ripple. Just a little. Then again. Then, bursting upward, something broke the surface. A face. But not Katie's. It was Tyler. Bloated. Pale eyes wide open. And smiling. Then he sank. I screamed. Ran for the ranger station. But when I got there, empty. Phones were dead. Outside, fireworks began. People cheered. I ran back down, shouted for them to stop. No one listened. The fireworks lit the sky. Red, white, blue, and in every flash, I saw them. Figures. In the trees. On the water. On the dock. Soaking wet. Faceless. Walking toward the crowd. And no one saw. Until it was too late. I ran. Into the woods. I don't know how I got out. It's been a year. I'm writing this from a hotel halfway across the state. But I saw a flyer today. Come, celebrate July 4th at the lake. Family-friendly fun. Fireworks over the water. Same time, same place. And I got a voicemail from an unknown number. It was a girl's voice. Katie, she said. We want you to see this year's finale. Then a splash. Then silence.